the opportunity to get Salt moving left to right.
Foul from Dispay.
And for as back and forth as this match has been, still 0-0. And it's lacked quality in that final third. Just hasn't been met with that final pass, that final finish. In the 11, opening chance by Martinez. And Augie Williams, the header over the crossbar.
Lines begging for that to be a throw the other way. By the way, you think about it now, Callum Chapman-Page not available for Indy, but they now have 4 members of, frankly, a Miami team that didn't exactly inspire last year. They've brought into this Indy 11 side. Did a lot of sprucing up over the offseason. And of course, the two-player trade a couple of weeks ago. That's a whistle. D's pay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's trying to gesture and make a point, but he's lucky that Corbin May is taking that in the right tone.
Exactly, and he is very fortunate that the temperament here is as you mentioned, he's understanding of the point that D's Pay is trying to make, but
I've seen guys sent off for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes. And look, malicious or not, right? The rule is the rule. And that's sort of where you go.
Yeah.
Whoa there. I mean, even that'd be a yellow in any instance for dissent. And then you get a second yellow. I mean, there's a number of ways that could have
And that's
boiled.
a great point. It's just the nature in which he approaches, and then go into replaying the event that just got you the yellow card
right
on the referee.
All the way down, Salt there. Again, not malicious,
no.
Not calling for anything. I'm just saying that's one where Corbin May had suddenly a decision to make about how he wanted to see the final 15 minutes of this game played.
And then a yellow card now.
Should he show how he committed that foul?
Since his was a tackle with the studs.
Archibald into the book for that. I think that's more one for dangerous play than it is for actually making substantial contact. Third yellow in 300 minutes this year for Archibald. Here's the next man in. That's a guy who can really affect the midfield, Tyler Gibson for Indy 11. All right, here comes the change. So we mentioned Gibson coming on. It's going to be Martinez coming off. This is the third change, second window utilized by Indy 11. And the interesting thing there, you bring in more of a holding midfielder. Martinez comes off. You've already brought off Guinzotti and Williams. So how they're going to put these pieces together is Gibson slides on the captain's armband. You're probably going to throw Blake a little bit higher up the field. He and Lindley will go for it. Blake here, blocked. Stanley knocks it back. Gibson.
And you got to imagine that for Sean McCulley and his side, and you see the substitutions, and for both sides in general, but for Indy 11 being calculated with the chances you take, is now here with less than 14 minutes left. Not saying you're okay with a 0-0 draw, but you want to make sure that you can create one or two more high-quality opportunities, but also not leave yourself susceptible to anything that can concede a goal. And his pay needs to be careful with not even just the foul, but the reaction to the call. Because there's still plenty of time where sending off can affect the outcome, and that's the last thing you want to do when your team is battled the way they have.
Donor. Give and go broke down. We can tell you that eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Monterey Bay have had 73% of the ball in the last quarter hour. You're going to bring this back. Blake got cleaned out.
And Monterey Bay has forced Indy 11 into an uncomfortable transitional game. We saw a lot more balance in their build in that first half, and even to begin this second half. But Monterey Bay effective in the way they're disrupting Indy 11 on the ball. With that said, having to be careful with dealing with this free kick.
Blake delivers, looping header off the mark. That was D's pay, much talked about in this second half. You also have Elliot Collier, who's a mountain of a man at 6'4". Trying to lead Archimed. Up from O'Brien. Knocked down to Blake. Ikoba. Green goes in. That's awkward. Lindley plays it centrally. It's just a hair off the mark, and it comes leaking out to Enriquez. Dixon head swiveling. Boone passes. And look down the right-hand side. Donor cascading. Archimed was running. He didn't like the look. That would have taken a lot of wherewithal. And instead, the easy pass gets away by own. It's just been a little bit off since he's come on.
It has, and Indy 11 has just not been able to turn any of these final third entries here in the second half into something dangerous, where Monterey Bay is going to be able to look back. If this game stays at 0-0, they're going to look back at the opportunity from Boone in the first half, and then the opportunity from Enriquez here in the second.
Chances that perhaps are about to get away. Donor down the line. Enriquez chips this across, asking a question. The Indy defense that came lunging for it. Into the McCauley-led bench. That pass from Green. I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. Elsewhere in New Mexico, 2-1 lead at the half over Las Vegas. 2 goals from Daniel Bruce, who's finally back for New Mexico United. Love to see it. Vegas, 5 losses in the 5 games in which they've trailed at the half. Down the right-hand side, cross through, ball drops to Boone. Boone's still getting after it. Boone stiff-armed, free kick coming to Indy.
And this is a point with 8 minutes left for both teams. Start or continue to put pressure and make each other make decisions in the defensive box. You just never know what you're going to get. You saw the awkward tackle on one end in Monterey Bay's box, and then this one leading to a foul on Monterey Bay. But the idea and the isolation there with Chase Boone, you just never know. Put a ball in the mixer and ball that drops to your feet, get a deflection.
At that point in the game, Collier. Collier played down the right channel. Fair. Corner. Indy. 83rd minute.
And can this be one of those moments
Bagel corner kick,
where Indy 11 can create the chance they need to go ahead? As it's Aiden Stanley back on the delivery.
Bagel corner kick. We've got a Dolphins fan in the corner with a White Sox fan and some fans, it appears, of Aiden Stanley. Hangs in the air. Siaha came out. He didn't high point that. A basket catch.
And it looked like his own teammate that is the traffic in front of him. Let's see how either of these teams play out this final 6 minutes.
Ikoba, that's a foul. Boone. Has Donor behind. Right, Donor getting praise from the manager, Frank Yallop, for his performance, although can't get too far in a conversation with Frank Yallop without Donor's name coming up. Such an important piece to them. Fair. Donor once more. He's a bit more inverted this time. Seeking a through ball. Dixon hangs this to the back post. Bouncing, grabbed by Salt.
And there's a couple times throughout this game that Monterey Bay has had terrific runs near post and central, but have needed a run there far post. We saw it in the first half. We see it there again. We saw that late entry by Chuy Enriquez in the second half, that unable to get to that far post.
Fair. Monterey Bay won 4 in a row, all competitions, including the Open Cup. Saw that end against Orange County. Trying to grab a win here at home to get back on the right side of it. If they do so, they would jump Orange County in the standings into second, regardless of what happens in Phoenix with Sacramento. It's only May, but we're starting to see the real battles out west coming into clarity. Trotting into the final third, Ione. Ione downshifting. Ball drops back. Ikoba, that is a risque foul from Fair.
Clever thought there by Ione, and then Moby Fair just going through the back. Vikoba earning a yellow card. And you can see both teams playing with a bit more caution than we've seen in this match, not wanting to give up space in behind, not wanting to turn the ball over with numbers committed in the final third. You're seeing a bit more isolation. Can that turn into one more chance in front of frame?
Inside to Blake. Sidesteps Boone. Tries the width of Stanley. Works on Donor. Stanley got a good cross through. Ball lob back in. Falls. Collier scores! Elliot Collier puts Indy ahead on the road. And one of the league's absolute best away from home last year has conjured that magic again in the 88th minute.
And this is the commitment that Indy 11 was looking for. Looking for one last chance here in the dying moments of this match. Aiden Stanley driving 1v1, putting it on that left foot. And the patience of Elliot Collier to drop into that space. Everybody from Monterey Bay have been driven back to their own end line. And Elliot Collier absolutely smashes that into the back of the net.
That is his second goal for Indy 11. And the crazy part, nearly 6 years apart. 2018, when he was on loan from Chicago. September 2018 against the Rowdies. And now signing with the club after last season in San Diego. He's gone to Monterey Bay and grabbed the lead in the 88th. And the wave working its way around Cardinale Stadium. The fans here hoping it's not too successive defeats for the Union. Ball dropped off, slide in. It belongs to Indy 11, and now their focus is going to change. Monterey Bay is going to get their final sub window utilized as Michael Gonzalez coming on. He scored against Las Vegas. The 23-year-old native of Fresno, Chuy Enriquez, make his way off the far touchline. I beg your pardon, Ione and Archibald came in unison, so they do have one window remaining. We had no stoppage in the first half. We will have 4 added minutes in the second half. And Indy potentially about to make it 4 unbeaten, couple wins in a row in the league.
The official has indicated a minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Boone. Dixon. Ball into the area, nodded away. Ball from the end line. Met this time by Ofemu.
Plenty of time for Monterey Bay to find an equalizer and rescue this point.
Change for Indy. They're going to try and take some air out of the ball by making a change now. Jack Blake comes off, and Lawrence Wotton comes in off the bench. 24-year-old third-round pick of the Chicago Fire gets his league debut. 62 games at Ohio State after rising all the way to the under-23s at Cardiff. A yellow comes to Blake on his way off the field, his third of the season. Appeared to be taking his time. By the way, the last time Collier, I mentioned, is 2018, scored for Indy 11. Seba Guinzotti was playing for the Rowdies in that game, notably. That was a game in which Jack McInerney and Ioze, Dylan Maris, Carl Ouimet scored in that game. Some really familiar Indy 11 names when they first made the transition from the NASL over to the championship. What's old is new again. There's still another minute and a half, and that yellow would make you think there's going to be a long leash here for Monterey Bay as well. Donor inside, Ione dancing. Outside for Dixon. Dixon curls across. Good intervention. Still it's on. Guzman was trying to combine with Boone, who overran it. And now at full speed, Collier. Donor intercedes.
And just like a few moments ago for Indy 11, Monterey Bay needs one clear-cut chance. They've created a few of them throughout the night, have not been able to convert, but they have that ability. Now they have to do it in short order.
Ball forward toward Archimed. Appeal for a handball. That may have caught O'Brien. There's at least another half minute. With the sub in the yellow, you'd think probably another full minute. Donor. Indy 11 on the verge of picking up a win, about as far away from home as the map will allow. Gonzalez. That's won by Dees Pay. It's 1v1 back here. Can Ikoba finish it? Ikoba with strength. Runs it right up to Siaha. Grabs the ball. We've gone 4.
He's got to go quick.
Rolls it out. Here it is now for Monterey Bay. Turned over at the far sideline. Referee looks on. Ikoba. Collier joins. Ikoba brought down by Siaha. And if you give that to Collier, he's running all alone into the corner. And there may not be time for this one final chance. Picked back up by Indy. Have they done enough? Rattles around. Kai Green. Sent outside by Dixon. This will be it for Monterey Bay, you can be sure. Ball lobbed in. Caught by Salt.
Just needed that delivery to be one layer lower.
And that's it. Indy 11 get the winner from Elliot Collier in the 88th minute. And will travel all the way back to Indiana with all 3 points.
And Indy 11 recording their first clean sheet in league play. And for Monterey Bay, 2 games shut out and 2 games where they've created the chances. Carlos Guzman being on the end of a number of those deliveries. The one into Chase Boone, and a couple in the second half. The one where Enriquez wasn't able to get to that far post.
He was tonight's man of the match, presented by Golden Memorial. This one will sting a bit for the Union, but Elliot Collier is the man for the occasion tonight. Indy 11, a 1-0 win over Monterey Bay. The full wrap-up coming up here on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Julep, pop, 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 julep, pop, 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 pop.